In a land forever changed by the forces of Spanish conquest and the relentless pursuit of freedom, a legendary figure emerged. His legacy transcends both time and national borders. This is the story of a man whose name echoes through the mountains and valleys of South America, Simon Bolivar. Born into a world under colonial rule, Simon Bolivar embarked on a quest for liberation across South America. From his birth in Caracas to his formative years, every experience was a step towards his destiny as a liberator. His tale begins in Venezuela, a land rich with beauty but shadowed by the struggles of colonial rule. Here, amidst the vibrant culture and diverse people, the seeds of Bolivar's future were sown. Through victories and defeats, his vision shaped nations and changed the course of history. Today, Bolivar is a symbol of freedom and unity, a legacy inspiring generations. His story is a beacon of hope, showing that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can prevail and reshape the future. To explore the rise of this extraordinary liberator, join us in this episode, Before the Storm in Venezuela's Embrace. Bolivar's journey begins. In the 18th century, Venezuela was a place of many differences. Under Spanish rule, it was a land rich in resources, yet marked by growing unrest. This was a period of significant transformation where the old ways were being questioned and new ideas about governance and society were emerging. The streets of Caracas buzzed with talks of change. Among the elite and the common folk alike, there was a growing sense of dissatisfaction with the colonial rulers. Bolivar's youth was spent navigating this complex society, where the cries for independence grew louder each day. This environment played a crucial role in shaping Bolivar's early views on justice and freedom. Colonial wealth and native traditions collided, creating a society ripe for change. While European elites flourished, the seeds of discontent grew among the oppressed. This social and economic disparity set the stage for future upheavals as more and more people became disillusioned with the colonial system. Here, amidst the collision of cultures and classes, a young Simon Bolivar witnessed the injustices that would fuel his revolutionary fire. These early observations of inequality and injustice played a crucial role in shaping his future path as a liberator and a leader. Born in 1783 in Caracas into a wealthy family, Simon Bolivar's early years were a blend of comfort and complex social realities. Surrounded by the affluence of colonial society, young Bolivar grew up in a world where privilege and power were the norms. Yet within the walls of his home, there were also conversations about change and equality. Educated by progressive thinkers, he was exposed to the ideas of liberty and justice, which began to shape his future aspirations. Orphaned young, he found guidance in progressive tutors, sparking his early interest in justice and human rights. This loss in his life brought a sense of urgency and a personal connection to the suffering of others, making his quest for justice not just political, but deeply personal. These formative years were crucial. They laid the foundation for Bolivar's deep desire to see a world where freedom and fairness prevailed. Stepping into Europe, Bolivar entered a world buzzing with revolutionary ideas and movements. In the bustling streets of Paris and the grand halls of Madrid, he observed the power of the people and the shifting tides of political change. His experiences in Europe, especially witnessing the events like the French Revolution, profoundly impacted his political views. From witnessing the coronation of Napoleon to absorbing the fervor of the French Revolution, Europe's political upheavals deeply influenced him. These experiences abroad sharpened his vision. He dreamt of applying these lessons back home in a Venezuela still bound by colonial chains. The dream of independence for South America began to take a definitive shape in Bolivar's mind, inspired by the revolutionary spirit he had witnessed in Europe. Back from Europe, Bolivar returned to Venezuela with a new outlook. His European experiences had transformed him. The ideas of liberty and self-governance he had absorbed abroad now fueled his vision for a free South America. He saw the potential for these ideals to take root in his own country, to blossom into a movement for independence. He now saw his homeland's struggles in a new light, recognizing the urgent need for change and independence. Armed with revolutionary ideas and a deep desire for change, he was no longer just a young man from Caracas, but a visionary ready to lead. Bolivar began to share his vision, speaking passionately about a united South America, free from the yoke of colonialism. His words stirred the hearts of many, awakening a shared dream of liberty. Seeing his country still under foreign rule, Bolivar's resolve to fight for independence only grew stronger. This was the turning point. Bolivar was set to become El Libertador, a leader who would ignite the flame of revolution across South America. Now, back in Venezuela, Simon Bolivar saw his country with new eyes. The injustices under Spanish rule were more apparent than ever. Everywhere he looked, Bolivar saw the signs of oppression and the need for liberation. His resolve to challenge and change the existing colonial system was stronger, fueling his commitment to lead his country towards freedom. His heart heavy with the desire for change, Bolivar began to spread his vision. He spoke of a united South America, free from foreign dominance. These were not just idle dreams, they were the foundations of a plan to transform the entire continent. Bolivar's determination and passion began to draw people to his cause, igniting a sense of hope and determination. Despite the risks, Bolivar's words ignited a spark. People from all walks of life started to listen, to believe in the possibility of freedom. Venezuela, at the crossroads of change, found in Bolivar not just a leader, but a symbol of their aspirations. The revolution was no longer a distant dream. As Bolivar's call for freedom echoed, the first sparks of revolution were lit. Venezuela stood on the edge of an uprising. In the salons and streets, his words stirred the hearts of many, kindling a collective desire for change that could no longer be silenced. Unfazed by the obstacles, Bolivar began gathering support. His inspiring words turned into action, drawing more people to his cause. He traveled across the land, meeting with leaders and common folk alike, weaving a network of allies united in the pursuit of independence. The dream of independence spread rapidly. From the busy cities to the quiet countryside, the yearning for a free Venezuela united the people. Each day, Bolivar's revolution grew stronger, and what once seemed impossible began to take real shape. A nation's desire for liberty was becoming a tangible fight for freedom. With the seeds of revolution sown, Bolivar now took a bold step forward. The time for mere words had passed. Action was needed. Bolivar was ready to transform his vision into concrete actions, to lead his people from oppression to sovereignty. In secret gatherings, plans were drawn. Bolivar's charisma and conviction rallied those who dared to dream of independence. These meetings became the birthplace of a new strategy, where ideas and aspirations were forged into a blueprint for revolution. The first act of rebellion was a spark that ignited a nation's courage. Bolivar led his followers in a daring move against their oppressors. As word spread of their actions, hope flickered in the hearts of many. Bolivar's vision of a free and united South America began to seem possible. Across villages and cities, people whispered Bolivar's name, seeing in him the symbol of their longing for freedom. The winds of change were now blowing across Venezuela. Bolivar's call to arms resonated, rallying people to the cause of freedom. His words, like a spark to dry tinder, set the hearts of the people ablaze with the desire for liberation. Small groups of determined men and women began to assemble, ready to stand up against their colonial rulers. Bolivar's vision was turning into a collective call for action. Each new recruit brought a unique strength to the movement. Artisans, farmers, and even some disillusioned soldiers united under Bolivar's leadership. As Bolivar's army grew, so did the challenges. But within these challenges lay the seeds of a great revolution, a revolution that would reshape South America forever. We have witnessed the birth of a leader, a man whose name would become synonymous with freedom and courage. From the peaceful streets of Caracas to the turbulent cities of Europe and back to the heart of his homeland, Bolivar's story is one of transformation. From a young man of privilege to a beacon of hope for an entire continent. But this is just the beginning. The flames of revolution have been kindled, and Bolivar stands ready to lead his people into a battle that will test their resolve, their courage, and their desire for a life free from the chains of colonial rule. The story of Simon Bolivar is a testament to the enduring spirit of freedom. Stay with us as we continue to unfold the saga of a man who defied an empire to shape the destiny of a continent. As we conclude this episode, the path ahead is lined with greater challenges and victories. If you are curious to continue watching Bolivar's extraordinary journey, subscribe for our next episode, Bolivar Unleashed: A Fight for Freedom.